Okay, I've been playing a lot of JRPGs, it's time for me to take a breather. Sup, it's your girl Lady Pelvic of Pelvic Gaming, and if I sound a little weird, it's because I'm getting over a cold. So I'm back with another Kirby game, Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn, released on the 3DS, March 8th, 2019. Technically a newish game. This is an enhanced port of the Wii's Kirby's Epic Yarn, released October 14th, 2010. Now I know I said I'd play Kirby Planet Robobot next, but this game was gifted to me by Lindo SLR, which thank you by the way, and this game technically came out before Robobot, and I want to play them in order to get the full experience, see any Easter eggs, yada yada, so that's why you're getting this first. So, without further ado, let's unravel Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn. Rather than me explain the story, let's allow this wonderful narrator to.
A caped sorcerer appeared. My name is... Hey, what are you doing? Stop! No, that's my magic Metamato. Kirby gulped the Metamato right down. Just then, a white sock around the sorcerer's neck began to glow. Then it sucked Kirby up. He saw that his entire body was made out of yarn. Then he saw a yarn monster chasing a blue yarn boy. Somebody help me! Kirby tried to swallow the monster up, but the air went right through his body. Kirby wondered what he should do. Suddenly, Kirby transformed into a car. He drove away with the boy and left the monster behind to eat his dust.
Now, I don't know about you, but this sounds like a fever dream, or someone popped too many something. I saw a tomato, then I tried to eat it, then man, a sorcerer sucked me into his magic sock, and then I saved a dude from a monster and changed it to a car? Yeah. Kirby has a range of storytelling. Some are epic, some are wholesome, and some sound like you're on drugs. So there you go. Kirby goes to Prince Fluff's kingdom, where he explained that Patchland has been broken up. So they need to collect the magic yarn to stitch it back together. Of course, Kirby's a good boy and agrees to help. Now we get to the exciting part of Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn, the gameplay. Epic Yarn is a 2D side-scrolling platformer. First thing you'll notice is no puffs. You cannot puff in the air. Instead, you turn into a parachute to ease your fall. That killed me. Except not, because you can't die. You'll notice you collect beads, which are used as currency to buy furniture and fabrics. If you get hit, you lose a chunk of beads, only to be able to reclaim a small handful. Even if you have no beads and take a hit, you cannot die. Only your score suffers. 2, I was a little bummed to find out this was single player, unlike the Wii version. Before, Prince Fluff could join you, instead of giving you a power-up or beads mid-level. 3, you do not suck up enemies. You unravel them and throw their disheveled form at other no-good doers or obstacles. And thank goodness I played Extra Epic Yarn, because they introduced ravel abilities, which are reminiscent of traditional copy abilities. For example, wire or sword, and button, aka bombs. I wasn't a huge fan of the newer abilities like knitting needles or bobbin. I like my traditional stuff. Nylon as tornado was good too. I'll give them credit for creativity. Some say ravel abilities make this game too easy, and it does, but I've never played a Kirby for difficulty, and frankly, you can avoid ravel abilities if you so choose. There is amiibo compatibility, depending on which amiibo depends on what power-up you get, and this was disappointing. Visually cool, but Meta Knight is just the sword, and DDD is just bombs. I was hoping for something, you know, extra. Lastly, we have transformations. Kirby transforms into a cannon, a train, a spaceship near the end of certain levels. These were hits and misses. Becoming a cannon, firing with reckless abandon, awesome. Becoming a dolphin and whipping through the currents, majestic. Transforming into a fire truck, slowly whipping the stream of water back and forth, frustrating. Being a train and having to draw on the tracks with the joystick and not the stylus, hell. I dreaded some levels, and had appreciation for others. After you complete 4 levels in that world, the boss level will open up to you. Beat the boss and the next world will be stitched back together. However, even after you beat a boss, understand that there are 2 extra levels that usually have a transformation twist. I noticed in Epic Yarn, Kirby's levels were longer and better designed. I felt you were going up, down, left, right. Sometimes the screen would move, forcing you to move too. Stuff was also cleverly hidden throughout levels. Stuff are furnishings to make Kirby's home more, well, homey. However, the best stuff is hidden in Devilish mode, exclusive to Extra Epic Yarn. I literally played this game twice, once in regular mode, the second Devilish mode. You play through the same level, but a little devil will appear and chase Kirby down. This time, you have 5 health. The goal is to not take any damage, so you can get the prize at the end of the trail. Devilish mode, while certainly challenging, can be made easy by striking the devil down with a Ravel ability, but they always come back after a period of time. There are also several minigames. After you're done styling your new pad, be sure to visit your neighbors. Each neighbor is a different minigame. Zeke is hide and go seek. Find Zeke and friends before time runs out. Carry is an escort minigame. You must carry to the designated location. And there's plenty more. We have Slash and Bead. Play as Meta Knight and gain as much fuse beads as possible by slashing enemies. And DDD, go go go, run as fast as you can, spinning your hammer, sliding past, and jumping over obstacles to collect a lot of fuse beads. Use these beads to create mats for Kirby's home. Now I am proud to say, this is my first and only Kirby game I've ever completed, 100%ed, and this was only possible because it didn't have a true arena. Thank God. Now the graphics I fell in love with. Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn is an enhanced port of the Wii version. Playing it on a 3DS was one thing, but seeing it side by side, it's darker for some reason, and I think a bit of the detail was lost. If you look in the background, you could see it was supposed to be cushiony, or when fighting Fangora, the white stitching in the clouds is completely lost in the 3DS version. Obviously, this game deserved to be on the Switch instead of the 3DS. It's always unfortunate to see a downgrade, especially in a game as beautiful and imaginative as this. Working with what I got, despite the dip in graphics, I didn't notice. I wasn't playing the different versions next to each other. I still got lost in the creative world of Patchland. Each world was incredibly different than the other. Different textures, use of the environment, color palette. It was a fun world that wasn't real, but made up of crafts. It was like playing through a child's school project and they put their little heart and soul into. The developer, Goodfeel, really put their name on this piece because it felt good. The staff brought fabrics and played around with them, saw how it moved, how it felt, and their goal was to create a world of yarn. And in that front, they succeeded. The cute paper-like artwork and seeing the patch animation revealing the new level was such a joy. I smile at how clever the crew at Goodfeel got. Lastly, the music composed by Tomoyo Tomita. This is his finest work in the Kirby series. Bet. I have never went back to a Kirby OST like I've done with Epic Yarn. It's the same wholesome, upbeat, happy-go-lucky music you would expect from a Kirby game. But this man went mad with the piano. The piano has always been a beautiful instrument to me, and this soundtrack proves that point. I think the best way to describe it is relaxing. The game is very floaty and kind of slow, but the music complements the gameplay so well. The game is whimsical and so is the music. But don't think Tomita-san can't get down and dirty with the piano. Boss battles were menacing and gritty sounding. Express how overjoyed I am that every level, aside from the 2 extra levels in each world, had their own theme. Each world had its own theme, and when you thought Tomita-san couldn't go there, he goes there and remixes some classic Kirby tunes. My favorite, Storm the Halberd. Continue to gush by saying you can unlock a jukebox in Devilish mode and put it in your house, and listen to your favorite tunes right at home. My only minor gripe is while playing Devilish mode, when the devil appears, the music straight up changes, cutting off the original tune. So, my favorite? Honestly, I have like 10, but I think the world that stood out to me the most in terms of music is the first world, the Grasslands.
It's inviting, uplifting, and something I find myself listening to in the morning. And that song is called Big Bean Vine. I want you to imagine waking up to this. This is what I want to start my day to.
Extra epic yarn. Man, I went through so many phases. At first, I was a bit apprehensive. The new mechanics really threw me off, but it took a little warming up for me to understand and adapt to yarn Kirby. As I slowly progressed and got tangled in the cuteness and the charm of epic yarn, I fell in love with it. I 100%ed it. The only real gripe I had was the downgrade of graphics. It didn't kill the game for me by any stretch of the imagination, but it's always a little sad to see such a creative and imaginative and innovative game kind of tossed to the 3DS, especially when the Switch is booming. And the more I think about it, it could have been 2-player if they put it on the Switch. I mean, each Joy-Con is its own separate controller, but that isn't a deal breaker for me. So yeah, I'd give this game a 9.7. I know some people complain about the Ravel abilities making the game too easy, but I'm gonna be honest, I think Ravel abilities, for me personally, save the game, because it brought me back to the original Kirby, where I do get powers. And secondly, not being able to die could be a problem for some people. Personally, I didn't mind it, because I was like offended by my scoring, so my ass went back and got a good score. And most importantly, the music. Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn, I swear to God, if you're having a bad day, turn on this OST, it will instantly mellow you right out. Best Kirby soundtrack, no contest. Anywho, those are my thoughts on Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn, and I would love to know yours, as well as what's your favorite Kirby game? And it's really strange, I want to say Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn is my favorite, but I don't know, something is preventing me from saying that, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not ready to move on from Triple Deluxe, I don't know. Point is though, I do love Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn.
Thank you so much for watching. Top box is more reviews like this, and the bottom box is my Let's Play channel. And if you love Kirby as much as I do, consider supporting me on Patreon. Toodles!